Westside, welcome back to the gymnasium. You notice, I'm out at our playground. I think we all wish we were seeing you guys out here too. In this episode of the gymnasium, we're gonna learn quite a few new things. We're gonna learn how to make beanbags, and we're gonna learn some skills that go along with those beanbags. I have 3 new brain boosters for you, and I'm gonna take you along on a trip that my family took to Ikea last weekend, and how my daughter and I stayed entertained safely while we were in line. Let's go check it out. And as always with all our activities, invite somebody to play with you. Family, friends, anybody that is safe to play with within your family. Try these activities out. Enjoy. This brain booster is called Air Balloon. This is an easy brain booster for all grades that should try and challenge themselves with this one. In Air Balloon, I'm going to be concentrating on my breathing. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. While I'm breathing in, I'm going to lift either an arm, a leg, or an arm and a leg, or 2 arms as I'm breathing in. What that would look like is I slowly breathe in. See how my arm raised with it? And I'm going to let it down slowly as I breathe out. You can choose to add one along with an arm. So I could add my leg while my arm goes up too. And continue to add different combinations as you're breathing. Try it out. Do about 10 with different patterns and combinations. This brain booster is called Create a Pattern. This brain booster difficulty is right in the middle. It's a good challenge for just about everybody. In Create a Pattern, it's very similar to last week's Simon Says game. I'm going to make a movement in my own space, somewhere with my body, small or big, and then I'm going to stop the pattern and then add a piece onto that pattern. So what that would look like is if I started with a hop, that's my first piece of my pattern. Now I'm going to add something after my hop. I think I'm going to add a spin. So hop, spin. Going back and starting over, I would do a hop, a spin, and then another movement. Hop, spin, spin. Continue to add movements on until you can no longer remember your pattern. See what the highest number you can get. Create a pattern. Try it out. This brain booster is called Opposites. The Opposites brain booster is a fairly challenging brain booster, but everybody should try it out and see how far they can get. In Opposites, we're going to have 4 different movement skills we're going to use in our own small space. One is going to be a snap. It's okay if you don't quite know how to snap, you can just make that motion too. Or another alternative and movement we can make is a hand clap. So with one hand, try and make a clap. Another motion is a toe tap. And one more idea I'm going to give you is a wink. Either one eye or the other eye. One or the other. We don't want to do them at the same time because we're thinking opposites. All right? With opposites, I'm going to do one motion on one side of my body while I'm doing another motion of those movements on the other side of the body. So if I was tapping my toe on my left side of my body, I could be snapping my fingers at the same time. If I slow that down, maybe I try a snap and a wink with my left eye. If I need to go slow and get a motion with one hand and then add the other piece, I can. And then to really make it difficult, I do the same motion, just the other side. Challenge yourself a little bit. Opposites. Try different patterns out, see if you can stump yourself. Give it a try. All right, welcome to the PE Makerspace, or the PE Lab. Today we're going to be building a beanbag just from simple supplies that we have at home. Before we begin looking for supplies, make sure you're talking to a parent or sibling to make sure they can help you find those supplies that are available to you. I thank Mr. Eric, our maintenance man, for helping me with my supplies and making sure I have duct tape and a cloth. So what you're going to need is that roll of duct tape. I have nice red duct tape, a cloth, a shirt, socks, some sort of cloth that we're going to be able to fold up. And then optional, but I suggested, is something weighted. Some marbles, some dry beans would work, and I would avoid using pebbles or rocks, but that is an option. So go find those supplies, and I'm going to meet you right back here, and we're going to make ourselves something like this. Beanbag. Okay, I am going to move my duct tape out of the way. I have made 6 12-inch long strips. They can be longer, they can be shorter, but you can have as many as you want as well. And I'll show you in a moment how to use those. Our cloth. We're going to take our cloth and we're going to fold it into a third. But first, we're going to add those optional weights. So I'm going to put my marbles in the middle. That looks like a good weight. I think we can always adjust and make more beanbags. So I'm going to fold this over, kind of like I'm making a burrito. Mr. Bertram may not be the best at making burritos, but I know it'll stay in there. Fold the other side over. So my marbles are right there in the middle. Then I'm going to fold another third over the top of the marbles. And then the tricky part, I'm not going to put it on top here. I'm going to flip it over so these marbles down there have some protection too, because we want to keep them right there in our middle. Okay, so we have them folded up, but now we need to get them secure. So I'm going to take my duct tape, put it down on my working space. I'm sure it's sticking to your fingers like mine. Remember to pause anytime if you need to. Get your stuff in the right spot. I'm going to put my beanbag, boom, right in the middle. I'm going to fold over my duct tape. You can make it tight, loose. Remember, you can adjust this as much as you want. It does not need to look pretty. It just needs to hold your beanbags and be weighted. Okay, so I have those 2 strips. Remember, I got 4 more strips over here waiting. So I'm going to put those down on the ground as well. Some bigger, some smaller. Again, it doesn't matter. Just make sure it holds. All right then, so I put those pieces that way. Let's put them this way this time, huh? So I'm gonna lay them on top. Secure that beanbag. Ooh, this is a big long one, so we're gonna see some difficulty. Now, I'm just gonna tear this. Again, doesn't matter a whole lot. Because we like tape, we're gonna put it right there. Now, I have 2 extra strips just to make sure mine isn't going anywhere. But I feel confident in my beanbag and I want it kind of soft, so I'm just gonna put 1 more on here. Okay? And if I wanted to completely secure it, I had 1 long one just left over, and I would roll it up. So that's my beanbag. You try it out. Remember, you can adjust the weight and make as many as you want. Let's go play with it. In today's activity, we're going to be using beanbags. Now, we just showed you prior to the lesson starting how to make your own beanbag. So make sure you ask for a parent for some help so you can find something that we can use that it's weighted down for our skills. Now, with beanbag skills today, I'm going to give you 4 different body parts we're going to use. And then with each body part, I'm going to give you an easy, a medium, and a hard skill to use with that. Easy would be directed at our K1, 2, medium would be 2nd and 3rd grade, and then hard would be our 4th and 5th graders. But I really encourage you to try all of them because you're only going to get better if you try new challenges. Very challenge by choice here with our beanbags. Skills, we're just going to be simply using our hands. And for the easy skill with our hands, I'm just going to be tossing up, catching, tossing up, same hand catching, tossing up, same hand catching. The medium way to do this will be a little bit higher. Where to go? Or small tosses to the other hand. Okay, that's the medium. The hard would be big high tosses, making sure you're trying to stay in your own space. If you are playing inside, do not hit your ceiling. Also, with the hard, toss it over to the other hand. So high throws, using your hands to catch it. Hands. We're going to be using our elbows. For the easy one, I'm going to start just by balancing that beanbag on my elbow. Move it around. The easiest way would be put your elbow away from you, but you can find many different ways to balance. Okay? The medium one with elbow, just move that around a little bit. Whoop. So you're going to move your beanbag around your elbow, just small movements. Can you move just a little bit with your elbow? And then the hard ones, start with that beanbag right on your elbow. You're going to try and catch it with the same hand. Try with the other hand too. See if you can do it with both hands. I don't know if Mr. Bertram can do it with his left. He's a righty. So the hard part would be trying to catch it. Beanbag, elbow, try it out. Next skill, feet. For the easy part of feet, I'm just going to balance that beanbag on my foot. And from there, I'm just going to move my foot around in different directions, even backwards. See if you can keep that balanced. Okay? If it falls off, simply put it on the other foot and move that foot around. Falls off, move to the other foot and go back and forth. That's the easy part. The medium part, I'm going to do one of two things. I'm going to try and drop this beanbag onto my foot and balance it there. See if I can get it. Oh, it was there. Even if I can't do that, I'm going to put it back on my toe, and the second part of the medium is I'm going to try and kick that beanbag up to my hands. Okay, so drop and catch. Try that one out. Now the hard one. Using just your feet, either tossing to your own foot or tossing to your other foot. Kind of like hacky sack. I know there's a lot of parents out there that remember playing with hacky sacks. This may be the perfect time to try that game out with your family. So beanbags and your feet. Try it out. Okay, our last challenge skill, we're going to use our knee. I'm going to start by balancing that beanbag on my knee, same as I did with my foot. And see if I can move it around. If it falls off, of course, just put it on the other knee and try it that way. Remember the second part of the foot, same thing with knee. I'm going to try and drop this beanbag onto my knee and balance it there. Let's start slow. Okay? And then from there, try and knock that beanbag back up into your hand. So try and balance it. I got a bouncy beanbag today. On your knee, and then kick it back. Rough example. And then the hard part is going to be one knee to another foot. That's probably the most challenging one. I'm pretty sure Mr. Bertram can't do this one. I want to see if you can do this one. If you can successfully get the beanbag from your knee to your feet, or from one foot to another foot, I want to see it. I'm going to share it with the classes next week. I'm going to give it one try. Right knee to left foot. Couldn't get it. Can you? So those are our 4 beanbag skills, easy, medium, and hard. So there's 12 different skills you can work on, but you can also create any type of movement with those beanbags you want. And you don't only have to have one beanbag, you can have as many beanbags as you can make or you have around. So remember, ask parents for help with that beanbag, and a lot of cool things you can do. And I suggested hacky sack earlier, great game. So try those beanbags out, enjoy. Hey boys and girls, we're at Ikea and we're waiting in line. While we wait in line, Harper and I like to play games. So anytime you find yourself and you got space to play in, well, mom and dad are waiting in line, you can find a safe place to play. You can make a game in anything, boys and girls. That was a fun day. Thanks for playing with us. We had our brain boosters. We used those bean bags, which we learned how to make. Kind of saw what was going on at Ikea. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself. You guys have a great Monday. It's great to see you. For a lot of you, this is your first episode you've watched. Go back and watch those other ones. There's a lot of entertaining things we've done in our community that I've showed you that I think you really like and give you some ideas to do this week and into next weekend. So good to see you, Westside. Enjoy the day.